Hey guys, so here I am on Albion, and I've got the tent to be able to keep me from getting burned. It's one of the nice days that it's not raining out, so perfect timing. Had the day off, and now I have to change the radiator. You saw my last video where the radiator popped. Well, here's the old radiator. Now this is the old one. This is not. This is a oil cooler. This is the transmission oil cooler. I got that from Kenny's. It's not necessary. I just cut it off because I took the whole assembly. So this is unfortunately my model. This is the top of the radiator, and this is where it was pissing out from. Right in this area here. There's a line somewhere broken in this area here. You saw it, and so it has to be replaced. So that is my old one. You can see as an example, it's got a drain cock down at the bottom, and of course it's just got an overflow, and it's got the top tube over here and the bottom one over there, and so it has to be replaced. Take a look at the new one. This one's surprisingly an older rad, but for the price I use it. So you can see a couple of bolts have to come off, 13 mil. Then of course you've got your tranny line, the tranny power steering, transmission fluid here, power steering fluid here, air conditioning condenser over here. This has to be removed, and this of course is my aftermarket, because of course I made that because of the air conditioning condenser fan, because of the wiring problems in there. So we have a bolt here, and we don't have one down there. We have a clip, we have another bolt up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 have to come out. 6. There's another one down in here. 7. Right down in this area here. 7. Got a couple of clips. Take these guys off. Pull this off. Pull that off. And the what you're going to run into is a problem with this bolted to the radiator. Now, I don't know if I can see it. There it is down there. You can see that? Those are 1/4 bolts. That bolts this to the rad itself, down below, underneath. So you can't really see it underneath. Let me see if I can get underneath. There's another one down there. So I used 1/4 because you guys who are going to be doing this job have to be able to take this off. You have no choice. You have to take this off and separate it. You don't have to remove it, because then tranny fluid spill all over the place. Terrible. So you have to either break the bolts off, or I took a grinder to it and I simply just replaced the bolts with some that I had already. And that is basically it. The fan shroud I simply just removed, because you can take off 1, 2, 3, 4, and this assembly comes off. This makes it a lot easier. There's a cable. You leave it alone, you take it, you drop it down over there. So once you do that, this one comes out, this one comes out, that comes out. This is now loose. It literally pulls right out. The pain in the ass, the lower radiator hose. Lower radiator hose down there. The clamp, which is down in this area here, the clamp is pointed towards the wheel well. I have now pointed it towards the ground so you can be able to get at it. It's a pain in the ass. You need big channel lock pliers. These guys, channel lock pliers. So that has to be done. This guy has to come up by sticking a screwdriver in between here, flathead screwdriver, squeeze it in between the radiator and the windshield washer fluid bottle. It squeezes it outward and then upwards. These of course have to go first, and then this sits over here. You don't have to disconnect anything. This is the tube for it, and this is the wiring for it. You literally just place it right over there. You can see my scratches where I had it placed. I took off the intake because it sits on 2 pins, and that gives you a lot more room. You can see my over there with my dirty K&N filter. I have to clean that guy. So other than that, this is a pretty standard job. And note to self, 1, 2, and about 3/4. So it takes a lot of fluid in this truck. 4.7 liter. Let's fire it up. Yeah, let's fire it up. radiator cap, probably not necessary. This I might have to change because it's 5 years old from when I had the engine rebuilt. So we'll put that on just for the hell of it. And we'll take the keys and we'll fire it up. All clear. Here we go. Oh, it's hot. Let's see. She fires up. So I got a tow truck the other day. Of course, I got the tow truck. Of course, they patrol back and forth on the Queensway. So I had no choice. It had to be done. I got the tow truck and they just come and scoop you up. They have no choice. They have to get you off. I can't just leave it on the side of the Queensway here in Ottawa. So I'm just looking for leaks and I think we're good. So overall, very successful job. So about $30 you can be able to replace your radiator. Notice the junkyard writing. So anyways guys, it's pretty simple. Basic hand tools, very basic hand tools to be able to do. Just a couple of these, flathead screwdriver and a pair of pliers to be able to do this job. So anyways guys, I'm back on the road with my big old Dodge and there's nothing coming out the tailpipe, and the oil is not creamy, because when you have creamy oil, I was worried about why did this pop? Why did my radiator blow? Well, I guess it's just 14, 15 years old, so I'm going to keep an eye on it, that's for sure. Of course, you can see the extra stuff when you buy the whole assembly. Of course, you get a bottle and so on else, so that'll go in the hoard to be able to keep it for the possibility of maybe. So I'm looking around and I'm going to see if this thing holds temperature. You can see the coolant recovery. It's right up here. You can see it's not gone down. This is your upper radiator hose right here. So upper radiator hose here, and another lower radiator hose. This is probably get the coolant in. There is no cap. On some later models, there's a cap right here. 2002, 2003, I have it up here. This is pressurized. So anyways guys, time to shut up. Change your radiator in a 2003 Dodge Ram Crew Cab with a 4.7 SAN 379. Thanks.